Hello and welcome to Tuesday Morning, the show. It's me, it's John Warren. I'm your host for this program, and I'm here with Steven Strom. El McClung, should I quickly get McDonald's and miss the beginning of the show today? You'll only miss the central conceit of what I'm trying to do today.
Mm.
But you'll miss the setup, but hopefully not the show. Do you know what I mean? So if you go now, you'll probably miss about 10 minutes, and then it'll be fine. So I say yes. Steven Strom, how are you?
I'm good. I thought that would go on longer, so I took a bite of apple fritter.
That's fine. I figured you took a bite. You got an apple fritter. God, that sounds good.
I love an apple fritter, John.
Apple fritters are really good.
What's your favorite donut?
My favorite donut.
Feels like a question I've asked you before, but maybe not.
I'm gonna turn you down just a little bit. All right, I think
you can't silence me, Warren.
Wow, that. You know what? Thanks for doing that, because you showed me I didn't turn you down enough by doing that. Okay, now I think we're good. What's my favorite donut? A good apple fritter is close for me. But I am still very partial to a custard-filled chocolate-covered donut.
Custard-filled chocolate-covered donut. Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah. Yes, Rhymesist. Yes, exactly. What you just yes.
Yeah,
we got some Rhymesist. Yes, exactly.
Good shouts in the chat.
Now, Automatic Gold. Cream middle is distinct from custard middle. Am I correct about that? Because those are two different things.
I think by definition that makes them different, right?
Yeah. Because there is like a cream-filled donut that you can get, which like are fine. But to me, it's the custard, the gooey custard that I really like. Ziggy has been scooped up and put in my room for some reason.
I've always had like a really weird vision of custard in my head, of it being
visions
like
of custard in your head.
Visions of custard. We're coming right off the holidays, classic holiday visions in your head custard.
Yeah.
There was a book. My aunt was one of the people who she was very much into like horror stuff and fantasy stuff in a way that most of my family was not. So she introduced me to a lot of that stuff growing up. And she had a really cheesy book that was like wizards and fantasy stuff. It was intentionally cheesy. It was kind of a comedy fantasy sort of thing. I didn't really know that at the time.
Yeah.
So there's like a part in that book where they have like a trial by fire, a trial by combat, and a trial by custard.
Okay.
And the trial by custard is just. Have you ever seen the movie Space Invaders, John? Well, I see that you took a drink of Topo Chico there, so I don't want to, completely.
No, I don't think so.
Well, when they go into the trial by custard, we're going to drop you into this vat of custard.
A movie called Space Invaders.
Spaced Invaders.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I haven't seen that.
Well, there's a very similar scene in that movie to this book where in the book the character gets dropped into custard where they're supposed to drown, but they eat their way out of it.
Oh, okay.
And there's like long descriptions of like what custard is that I don't think are particularly accurate, or me being 9 years old at the time, I didn't know what custard was, so I just kind of assumed and created a very specific image in my head that has stuck with me ever since. So I've never had custard.
You've never had custard?
No, because in my head it's like really thin, fluffy
really
jelly.
Who's really low? Someone's really low. Who's really low? Sorry. Keep going. Custard is jelly.
No, that's kind of the end of that story, John. That was kind of all the gas that I had in the tank for. I think custard is weird.
No, I mean I think custard is kind of weird. I hope that's better to everyone. Okay, well, because you've never had custard before, I'm going to watch a video about a custard-filled donut.
Hi guys, today we're making...
Actually, let me give you the good stream first.
That sounds great. I want to hear this custard pop.
You gotta hear it. Custard is a land of contrasts, I agree.
Pillowy soft, melt in your mouth custard donuts. They're delicious, and
Now,
comforting
already
and
I don't
better
like-
than any store-bought
I don't
donuts
like
you'll
this lady,
ever
but that's
have.
okay.
I'm also going to show you how
She's
to
too
properly
cheery.
fill
She's
these
too cheery.
donuts so
You
that
shouldn't
they
be this
really
happy.
ooze with custard.
I had a coworker at the
Very
grocery
right.
store once who I never trusted because she was happy all the time, and I hated
Yeah.
working there.
Yeah.
If you have yet to
I was
make
like,
fresh
if you're
homemade
happy here,
donuts,
there's
you
something
will be
wrong.
in for
Yeah.
such a treat.
Yeah,
Out of all the
agreed.
filled donuts, I think custard donuts are probably one of the most amazing. They're so
Amazing.
nostalgic and so comforting.
She's probably fine. She's
I'm
probably a
using my
fine
fan
person.
mixer
Is she?
today. If you
I think
would
she's a
like
war
to
criminal.
see a video showing you how you can make
Oh,
donuts by
shit.
hand,
I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
sorry that
going
I.
to remind
You
you
absolutely
please,
do not have
Steven.
to hand it to Emma
Please.
Fontanella.
Please, Steven, don't defend the war criminal Emma Fontanella. I'm just kidding. Emma's probably fine.
Videos every week. In this measuring cup, I've combined the milk, melted butter, eggs, and
Oh
yeast.
no, I hate
Now, I
what
do
Mara
like
just
to
said in
dress
chat.
the
Oh,
question,
God.
because that's when making
Ugh.
breads and
When I
doughs,
worked at a
and that's
donut
why
place,
a
one of my
donut
coworkers
is
ate
Mr.
filled
Standard
donuts by tearing them
evidence
open and licking
why
up all
a
the
donut
inside stuff.
activates
That's
the
terrible.
yeast. It's not
That
Did they
is
throw away the
terrible.
yeast
meat?
will activate just fine on its own.
The donut
Only
meat?
time you
The
want to let
donut
this
meat?
mixture sit
The
is
the
if you're
the
using
cage?
yeast
Did they
that's
throw away
been
the
sitting in
cage?
the oven for a long time and you're not sure if it's alive.
The prison?
In that case, do wait, until this foams up. Otherwise, it's not necessary. Give your dry ingredients a quick
How do you
toss
like to
and
eat
add the yeast
a
mixture.
filled donut? Do
If you're
you
making the
just
dough by
bite into
hand,
it,
just
or
put
do you
it
like
I
get,
together,
stuck a
find
little?
I
and
find
together,
the
be
filled
patient. If you're using a
hole,
stand
like I
mixer,
find
start
where they
low,
put the
just finish
filling
a
in,
bit,
and I start
then
there.
mix the dough
Yeah.
on high for about 3
Because if you
minutes.
start from
The
anywhere
dough will
else, the
be quite
likelihood of it
sticky.
shooting
Do
out
not be
of that
tempted
hole.
to add
This
extra
is a
flour.
gross
At the
discussion,
most,
but
and it's
but
about
like the
1
likelihood
flour mixed
increases
to
that it
9
will
we're
kind of
looking for
fall
a
out of that
soft
hole.
dough. You're going to
100%,
transfer
yeah.
the
So
dough
I kind of
into a
start
greased
with
bowl.
that,
I do
and
always
then
like to
I
give my dough somewhat of a shape, and here you
and
can
then
note
I
how
just kind of
smooth and
go
supple this
around.
dough should be.
I
If
basically
it's
I
not
bite
this
any
soft
area that
and
has
smooth,
an
keep kneading
overload
it
of
for
custard
another
on it.
minute. Cover the
Mmm.
And then
dough,
Get it
I
out of the way.
and then I
set it aside
well,
to
I don't
dry
get it out of
for
the
a
way. I
week.
just make sure that none of it
Can
is
make your
lost. Do you know what I
custard
mean?
up to 3 days
Sure,
in
sure, sure.
advance.
Yeah.
And I know you may be thinking, I'm already making donuts from scratch. Do I really
Do you like a
need to
cake
make the
donut at all?
custard from scratch?
I
Custard
if you
is one
hand
of
me
the
a cake
easiest
donut, I
things
will
to
eat a cake
make. It
donut.
takes 10
I
minutes,
don't know why they
especially with the
exist, to be
snacking I'm
honest.
showing
I
you.
I
And
think a
taste
yeasted
phenomenal.
donut is so
The easiest
superior.
way
I
to
don't
make
understand.
custard is to make
I
a
really
slushy
don't
with the
fully
cornstarch,
understand the
sugar,
existence
and
of
some
cake
milk,
donuts, but that's
and
me.
then add the remaining milk
They have
and the eggs right
the
away.
local
This
donut
allows the eggs to
chain,
cook
I guess now
super
chain. It
slowly
was
with
just
the
one
milk
place
so
for
you
many,
can
many, many
prevent
years, but
Yeah.
they opened up a
with
second
the
location
baking
near
milk.
me
Your
a few years
flame
back.
should be on
Yeah.
medium low. You never want to
Sandy's
walk away
Donuts.
when you're
They
making
have
custard.
marble
Make
caked
sure
donuts,
it's
which I'm sure
very
are
Oh,
just a
light
thing.
I do
and
like
because
marble
that's
cake a
where the
lot.
custard
I
starts
like
to
marble cake a
thicken.
lot. That's
As
if
soon as the
I
That's good.
mixture starts to
if I
thicken,
go there, I'm
wait
always
for it
getting
to
that.
come
Almost
to
always getting
simmer.
That
that if
sounds
they have
good.
them
As soon as it comes to a simmer, it's done.
with like a
Turn off
kind
the
of a
stove, give it one
white
last
and black
stir, and add
frosting, you know,
the
like
vanilla.
dark
Let
chocolate
this
frosting
cream
with like
Yeah.
a drizzle
so
of
you're going to transfer
just
it
regular
into a
frosting,
big
white
Sure.
frosting.
plastic bowl. Cover it with some plastic wrap.
Yeah,
Press
Merritt
it
says
directly into the
old fashioned
plate
cake
so
donut,
it
very
doesn't
good, more
form,
complex
and you're going to
taste,
pop
IMO.
this
I
cream
love
into
an
the
old
fridge
fashioned.
until ready to use.
Old fashioned
Then
donut
fast forward
is
2 hours later, your
is
dough
fun
should
because
have
it's like
golden
what if
size.
it
You're going to
what if a
fold the
donut
dark
was boring?
area.
You know what I mean?
Make sure
Like
you
what if a
flour
donut
well
just had
Hmm.
no
before the dough is
personality?
soft so it
Hmm.
won't stick
You
to the
know?
board if you
No, I
Like
don't
what
know.
what if a
Now, I
donut
haven't done the
was
recipe
like
this time, so
I
you
don't
have
know,
to
a
get some
total
specific
snooze
hints
fest.
today. You do want to roll out
Like
the
what if a
dough,
donut
mix
was
it
like
well
falling
and
asleep in a movie theater?
And I'm using,
You know?
just a basic cookie cutter to cut
Like
out my donuts, but
like
if
what
you
if a
want
what if a
specific
donut
recipe,
only
now
voted
these
straight
may seem
Democrat?
small, but in a moment,
Shut
just
the
how
fuck
small
up.
these can
Like,
look. However,
what if a
once
donut
these are
like
full
read
size,
McSweeney's
now,
every
if
morning
you
when
make
it
these
woke
really
up?
big, you'll have one gigantic donut floating in your frying oil, which sounds amazing, but you'll have
Uh,
to cooking it. Cover the dough.
I don't know. I haven't
Cake
had an
donut.
I haven't had an old fashioned
Or-
donut in a really long time. I don't know.
Right. I
Okay,
had
so
one
moving on to frying these
3 days
donuts,
ago. I had a
you
bunch
want to use
actually.
a good
Not a
caliber
bunch all at
frying
once, but I
oil.
bought a thing
It's
of them.
crucial you allow the oil
Well,
to come up
by
to
the time this
temperature.
show wraps
That's
up,
when
it'll
it
probably
becomes a
be
frying donut.
it will it'll reasonably be too late for me to go get donuts, but tomorrow there's Rick's Bakery is really close, and Rick's Bakery does like they have like a full ass like industrial bake shop in the back where they do wedding cake
for weight
stuff,
loss,
but they also
and
do
you'll know
like
they're ready
petit
because
fours
they
every day,
come
which are like the
with
tiny little
golden
cakes
brown.
that you can get, and they also do donuts, and they do old fashioned donuts. So I may go get one tomorrow morning and check them out.
This is just plain
When is
granulated sugar.
too late
You
for
want to
donuts for
add a
you?
dash of cinnamon,
Well,
brown pepper. Now I'm going to show you how to
whenever it would
properly
interfere
slice donuts.
with the
You want to take
within an
anything
hour or
that's,
two
I'm gonna say long
of a
and
normal
thin.
meal
I'm using
consumption.
this piping tip, but even
Like, to me, a donut is great
cut.
if it's
You're
like kind of
going to
first thing in the
take
morning,
three
or if
donuts,
it's
and
like
you want to make sure
kind of in
that
that
the
weird
middle around. This
afternoon
will keep
time,
space for the
Yeah,
custard. If you
between
don't do
dinner,
this, you'll find you
between
won't be
lunch
able
and
to
dinner.
fit as
But if
much
it's like at
custard in
11,
the
which is when
donuts
it'll
as
be
you'd
when
like.
this show wraps
Fill the
up,
donuts
I
until
think
they
that's too
become
close to
heavy.
lunch to go get a
That's how
donut.
you'll know they're
Right.
perfectly filled. I'm going to immediately
I kind of agree. At that
open
point, I
this
would
donut
rather,
for
if
you
I'm
so you
going
can
to,
see
if I'm
how
physically going to get a
amazing
donut,
these donuts
I would
Yeah.
rather
are.
just go get food at
Not
that point.
only
Yeah,
are these
100%.
incredibly soft and melt in your mouth, but the
I've never really
custard
understood. You mentioned
tastes
wedding
another
cakes in
level.
there a minute ago, and I've
Listen,
never really
it's
understood
cold out,
the
it's
the like the
winter.
reason
If
that
you want to
someone
stay
you would
in
pay
one
someone to
day,
wet your cake
make
for
these
you.
donuts and it will be the most
You could just do it
amazing
yourself.
winter day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of the stupidest things you've ever said, Steve. But I appreciate you saying it. You just gotta wet your own cake, I think.
Yeah, I've got tap water.
Yeah.
People try to tell you that you need a professional, and I
now,
say no.
Now this video did make everyone uncomfortable. I'm seeing now because of how the custard was being inserted into these donuts, and I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I think we'll be thrown off of Twitch. Should we watch some
Yeah.
TV?
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Watch Prison Break.
You know what? I'm gonna come down to the other side of this. I think you should absolutely be able to watch TV on Twitch.
Totally.
I'm like, fuck off. Are they really losing out a lot of advertising dollars? Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, are you really losing out? There are like
No.
1 million people watching your show. That show is 1 billion years old. Are you really losing something right now? I'm sorry to be on my soapbox.
No, you're 100% right. Is the thing.
I mean, it's like, come on.
Nobody cares. If somebody is like, I today woke up and I decided that I want to see Avatar: The Last Airbender, the way that they would choose to experience Avatar: The Last Airbender is not to go to Twitch to watch Jim Bob Fucko talk over Avatar: The Last Airbender.
You're not doing that. If you want to go watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, you're gonna do what God intended. You're gonna go buy the DVD sets and sit 3 inches away from a CRT TV and just watch it like that. That's what you're gonna do.
Exactly, just like I do every Sunday.
But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I feel strange about this discourse, but it's fine.
Can I share a tweet that is relevant to this, John, or somewhat relevant to this with you? That I find very funny about, and I shared this with Merritt last night because it speaks to an article she wrote recently about paying for video games that are like 45 years old.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I've just shared this screenshot with you in Discord, in the Discord chat.
In the Discord. Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I went to a different screen.
I can see it on Twitch, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I just switched back over. Video unavailable. This video for Bandai Spirits Co., which is blocked on copyright grounds. There's no good reason to pirate legally available anime. Oh my god, that's really funny.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to bring this to a screeching halt.
No. There was nothing to have been brought to a screeching halt. I mean, this is true. I don't know. I feel like it's, I don't know. I kind of feel like it's kind of funny to do this and freak out about it that hard, especially MasterChef or whatever. Come on. Mm-hmm. Mike posted that thing about Days Gone this morning in news, and I have decided that I'm going to spend about 15-20 minutes looking into the claims that some of what Jeff Ross has said about this game. He said 2 things, and I've actually made a graphic on screen. If if you can see it. That Days Gone has sold more than Ghost of Tsushima. He said that. And Days Gone on PC was received, quote, very differently than PS4. So I want to check that out. Steven, did you play Days Gone? Because I don't remember you playing Days Gone. In fact, I don't remember anyone who worked at the site at the time playing Days Gone.
I own 2 copies of Days Gone.
Now, okay. Well, I'm going to go back to my face. Now, you own 2 copies of Days Gone. Why?
One they sent me.
Okay,
for
they
PC.
sent. Okay, sure.
Technically they sent it to Elise, and Elise gave it to me because Elise didn't want to play it.
Okay.
The second copy, it was on my PlayStation wish list for like a million years, because I was just like, I'll mark this down so I get a notification when it's on sale. And it was on sale for $8, like 12 times. And about the 9th or 10th time that it was on sale for $8, I was like, all right, I'll fine. I'm checking out a cart anyway. I might as well. I'm already getting a copy of Vagrant Story PlayStation 1 Classic on the PS3 here.
Yeah,
I might as well.
You might as well just get that. That's fine.
And I did.
And you did.
So, but I didn't play that version at all. Okay. I did play the PC version that Elise sent me for.
You gonna look it up?
I can look up the exact number. In fact, yes. Okay, well, maybe I did play it on PlayStation because Steve says I have not booted it.
It's really funny. I'm gonna watch the trailer that they released in 2019.
Great.
I never played this game, so I don't want anyone to mistake this as me saying like I think this game is bad because I haven't played it. It might be perfectly fine, but
it is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's very pretty on PlayStation. It was one of those games that got like kind of a shadow PlayStation 5 boost.
Oh, okay, sure.
They like really HDR'd and 4K'd it up. I think the gameplay in this is actually straight up my alley. Like the idea of traveling around, worrying about fuel, scavenging for supplies, clearing out like nests of zombies and stuff.
Sure.
It's really the writing that is just anathema to me as an individual.
Yeah, I mean, you just didn't get super invested in the story of Deacon St. John from the beginning, correct?
No, I got about probably 90 minutes into the game.
Okay.
And I think Mike said it best that they pitched this game as Days Gone meets or Walking Dead meets Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, 2 shows that famously overstayed their welcome.
Overstayed their welcome. Yeah. 2 shows that I stopped watching.
Yeah.
Midway through. Well, I stopped watching Walking Dead after the first season, but
I stopped watching Walking Dead after the second episode, I think.
I was working in the comic book shop at the time.
Yeah.
So it was like to my benefit to keep up on some stuff like that. Weather changes everything.
Weather changes everything.
Snow in the mountains and foothills.
Ripes in chat says, I don't know if I ever realized it was a zombie game. Well,
yeah. No, I mean, I think that's fair. I don't think you would be. I think because I think maybe, and we'll get into it, but I think maybe the mere existence of The Last of Us was a big problem for this game.
Totally.
Because you have another Sony exclusive that is for whether you like it or not, a kind of an industry-defining game, right?
Who gives a shit about this game?
I know, but that's what I'm saying, is that why are we talking about it? Like,
I don't know.
Why is Jeff Ross talking about it? He's mouthing off about it like it's sold better than Ghost of Tsushima, which I don't think is true.
It did sell well.
Okay, but like, you know what also sold well?
What?
Dark Souls. Hey, boo!
Did it?
Hey, John,
I have to go to a meeting. Bye.
Oh, well. They kind of muted themselves in a sense.
They kind of muted themselves in the sense that they're gone. So I don't understand. So what's whatever. The USA Today posted a piece this morning that was basically like Jeff Ross is popping off about this. He says that it sold 8 million copies, which like a lot of people actually think is not true. That I think Jeff Grubb said that number is more like 5.8 million or something like that.
Nice back here for real.
Yeah.
If it sold if a Sony game sold 8 million copies, there's no way Sony, the company Sony Computer Entertainment, would not make another one.
Yeah, well, that's what I think too. Unless, and this is like I think maybe my big thing. Unless they don't like this guy in his studio.
That's entirely possible. You know why? Because they made a boring video game.
Because they made a really boring video game.
Okay, now I have to go to this meeting because everyone's in the Zoom. Bye.
Okay, bye.
There was a conversation going on a little while ago about like the basically the conversation that I heard was Sony doesn't just want games that sell well. Sony wants games that like make them look like HBO Max or what people think HBO is or something like that.
Right.
Where they're like high premiere. They're chasing this vision of like Game of Thrones at its peak sort of thing, which is why they're literally just making shows for HBO now.
Right.
There's like a Last of Us TV show. There's a Twisted Metal TV show that's in development. Did you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yeah. Yeah.
There's absolutely going to be a Ghost of Tsushima thing at some point, I'm sure.
Yes. But here's the thing, and Mary just mentioned this in chat, but like Sony basically made an explicit push to say we're basically only going to greenlight things that become critical darlings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this was maybe the funniest part. Metacritic.com. I'm so sorry I'm showing you Metacritic on fucking stream. That is a bummer in a way.
I think more sites should be critical of Meta. They seem like a bad company.
Stupid.
That's the Mark Zuckerberg guy.
So
I don't know about him.
So here's maybe the funniest thing. So Days Gone has got a 71 on PlayStation 4. Okay, it only got a 76 on PC, but it's green. It's like, show me mediocrity, but it's green now.
I think that literally happens when you cross
75 or 74 or 75. And so like most of the critic review, like again, I don't care. This game might be really fun. I don't know. But to me, you've got this wide swath of reviewers that give numbers to scores, which are bullshit anyway. And
oh wow,
what?
I've just never seen a unscored section that big on Metacritic before. I see like Vice, Polygon, Jimquisition, Verge. Wow, yeah, just a lot of names.
Just a lot of names. And we're never there. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
A lot fewer reviews on PC. I'll say that. So it would be easier to hit a bigger number if there were more positive reviews. That's not really anything, but I don't know. To me, the Jeff Ross is like, this game did way better on PC than on PS4 critically. I'm not sure I would say that's way better. I would say that's roughly what I would expect with fewer reviews.
Yeah.
I don't really get it. Is this guy weird? Is Jeff Ross weird?
I mean, was that you or Nikki who just said like I can see that happening if they just didn't like that guy?
That's what I said. I mean, they may not, but but he's gone now.
Yeah, much like the days of our lives, he is gone.
And now now that studio is working on I don't know, IP that we'll probably never hear about.
Wait, are they still with Sony or did Sony dip?
Is
that Zipper?
I thought Jeff Ross dipped, but here, Bend Studio.
Who made Days Gone? Bend.
Yeah, it's Bend. I mean, they're still with Sony.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And yeah, so
Oh right. Yeah. Remember Uncharted Fight for Fortune?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
The PlayStation Vita card like deck building Uncharted game?
Yeah. Now, legitimately, I thought Siphon Filter fucking ruled.
Yeah. It had that trailer where Gabe Logan talks to the guy he's about to kill, and he like goes through his weapon wheel, and it's just like, oh, I could use the stake gun or the taser or the rocket launcher. And he's like, oh, please not the taser. It gives me a rat. Ah! Then he like electrocutes the guy until he starts on fire and dies. I will say, to your theory, John, that
Yeah.
maybe they just don't like this guy very much. I saw a similar thing being talked about with the Ken Levine stuff after that Ken Levine story went live.
Yeah.
About people saying like, "Oh, this seems like if I was an executive at 2K, like being a guy coming to me that was really hard to work with, saying I want a 95% smaller team, so that like you have to interact with that guy that
So
much
much
less
more?
in your day."
Oh, so much less? What do you mean?
The executives, like if
Oh,
you were an
yeah.
executive
Yes,
and a
yes.
guy you didn't like working with was like, I want to become a much lower risk investment for you,
Yeah.
and you have to hear from me less.
Yeah.
Like I would take that in a heartbeat.
I would take that. Yeah.
Alexi AO in the chat has the same reaction I did, which
Ken
is Ken
Levine's
Levine
still
still
around?
around?
Yeah. Here's Richard Filter, the star of Siphon Filter.
Dick Filter.
Dick Filter, yeah. I liked this game a lot.
This game was great. They made 3 really good Siphon Filter games on PlayStation 1, and then they made some good ones on PSP.
I had a neighbor. I was like 11. I think I was 11 or 12 when this game came out. I had a neighbor across the street. His name is Bobby Davidson, and he was probably like 10 years younger than my parents, but like 20 years older than me. And he had a PlayStation and I didn't. And he asked my parents one day, he was like, "Oh man, did John get a PlayStation? Because I'm playing Siphon Filter and it fucking whips." And my parents were like, "No, we didn't give him a PlayStation." He was like, "No way!" And he like brought it over and just gave me his PlayStation for like 2 weeks while I played Siphon Filter. It was so rad. I was like, "Bobby, you're the fucking dude." Anyway, that's my story about Bobby Davidson. I hope he's doing well.
I bet he's doing great.
Bet he's doing great. I don't know if I, as a 36-year-old, would just, you know what? I probably would. I was about to say, I don't know if I would give a kid a game console for 2 weeks. I probably would. It's like, I've got so many game consoles. I've got consoles coming out of my fucking eyeballs. I'd probably do that.
I've given away multiple game consoles permanently to kids I knew.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice.
Because I gave away, and I've given away a lot of games to my, like, we had growing up, the neighbors to the left side of our house moved in and out a lot, and they eventually a family moved in that had a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
And I just gave them a big collection of games I never wanted to play again.
Yeah. 100%.
Gave away my Game Boy Advance to a kid I knew.
True Man Fu, yeah, sorry, I didn't see this message. It's my first time checking you guys out. What goes on around here? Listen, this show is probably not the weirdest one we do. I was about to say something real stupid. This isn't the weirdest stream we do, but it's
absolutely not.
But it's chill. This is just
low key.
It's low key. I check stuff out usually in the morning. About the second half of the show, I'll play something. I don't know what I'll get up to game wise this morning, but we'll figure it out. Monday evenings, we usually do a Merritt stream. Merritt just responded to you in the chat. Merritt streams all sorts of games. She's playing through the Mega Man X series right now. That is a blast. Man, she really fucking like obliterated the bones of that game last night, huh?
X2 and 1.
Yeah.
One stream
one
wonder.
one was wild, but 2, I was like, wow, I didn't know any of this shit existed in the game. So that was cool.
I know. God, yeah. Merritt was just like dropping speedrunning tech last night.
Yeah. Generally we just have good couches. We have folks that from the fanbyte.com staff hanging out, talking about our quote unquote expertise in the video games industry. We hang out. We usually our stuff is not super high intensity, I'll say that. But we like to have a good time. Man, I don't remember having to shoot this many guys off of a roof. Anyway, I don't know why we're watching so much of Siphon Filter, but I was like, I don't remember this level being that long. Okay, see, now I remember the really low visibility subway.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And it had a moving train. That's so rad.
I mean, for the time, yeah, it was just like very technically impressive for like a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, for sure.
Action game.
And it wasn't, I mean, it wasn't like a late cycle
No.
PS1 game.
Also, like a lot of even at this time, like just having full voice acting on characters was kind of impressive.
That's pretty wild.
Like Metal Gear had full voice acting, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. Metal Gear, man. Maybe we should get really into Metal Gear, huh?
I love Metal. I've played every single Metal Gear multiple times.
The only one I've not played multiple times is 4.
Yeah. You know what? Same. It just occurred to me.
4 is bad. I don't like 4.
I love 4.
I don't like 4.
4 is so weird. It's just like it was also exhausting.
I don't like 4.
Metal Gear Solid 4. Is there no trailer? Can we just like look at a Metal Gear Solid 4 trailer from the era?
Trailer.
This is one of my like the absolute. This is for anybody who's new in chat. We mostly do writing and podcasts and stuff, and we kind of do streaming for funsies. Lately, we're ramping it up again, but writing on the website, one of the banes of my existence is typing in the name of a game trailer, and then the top 27 results all being like watermarked IGN, GameSpot, fucking Game Bumby, Booby Tooby, Game Zone, Microsoft Experience.com, Watermelon Fights.
Sure. Yeah. I forgot they did this fucking. I forgot they did. I mean, Hideo Kojima is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Love him or hate him, he certainly gets. He gets to decide a lot of dumb shit that happens in his games, which I think is great. I do think it's good.
People who were fans of Metal Gear at the time ate this shit up, though.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know, but he does little swerves with everything. I mean, I remember the fucking Metal Gear Solid 5 stuff that was very not clear to be Metal Gear Solid until it was. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
because you saw the hospital stuff. You saw the hospital stuff with like the whale and all this other shit. And you're like, what is happening?
What did they call that originally? That fake Metal Gear trailer?
Fuck, I knew you were gonna ask me that. I was like, the second I started talking about this, I was like, I can't remember what it was called.
The fake developer name was Moby Dick Games, I think.
Yeah.
And then his fake name when he came out in the bandages pretending to not be Hideo Kojima was Joaquin Mogrim.
Oh yeah.
Which was just an anagram of Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
X years since Big Shell. God, I loved this game. I still love this game. I've gone through the trouble of, which is, it turns out, a hassle to stream off of a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, it is.
You have to have,
you have to have a very specific capture card. You have to have very specific settings. It's pretty annoying.
You have to have like a special HDMI splitter that is like kind of where you go on Amazon or whatever and like read the reviews and people are like, this is the one that you want.
Yep.
You have to get all that set up.
It's all bad knockoff shit from China, but one of them works well. Basically, it's like, wait, what? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I bought 3 different HDMI splitters, like knockoff HDMI splitters, before I found the one that actually works.
Yep.
But one thing I would love to do is, now that I've gone through that trouble, I would love us to stream Metal Gear Solid 4 and to just have like an episode 0 that is just watching the install screen.
Oh, sure. Yeah. God, yeah. I remember that. How long did that take for you?
A long time. I remember going on.
Long time.
Yeah. It's like an hour, right?
Yeah, it was a really long time. I remember, but this is such a specific memory. So the summer I got this game, I was living by myself in Austin, Texas, because my fiance at the time, not Anne, my first wife, was living in Houston for a little while, and I was basically living by myself in Austin. And I just was sitting in my living room, and I installed this, and I was like, this is going to take so long. So I watched There Will Be Blood while this installed, and by the time that I finished that movie, I was like, I don't even want to play this game right now because it was so depressing. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to take a break and then play this tomorrow. But yeah, it took a long time to install this game.
Yeah, I have some memories of that time that I probably won't share in good company, but maybe I'll tell you later.
Sure, yeah, please.
That whole week, some wild shit. I have some wild memories associated with Metal Gear Solid 4 that the only person I've ever told about is Patricia Hernandez.
That's funny.
She wrote a story about the topic once.
That's funny. Freeman's Super Smash Brothers Melee, I'm guessing that's what that acronym is. What's the official Fanbyte canon opinion on Death Stranding? I think it's positive. If I had to kind of get an average of the canon opinion from the Fanbyte crew, I'd say it's a net positive.
You can find out more about our opinions probably on Thursday, because I'm going to start streaming a full playthrough this circa this Thursday.
What a convenient question. You didn't even mean to do that segue, Freeman, but thank you. Steven's gonna start up a stream of that. I think that game. I'm not beating that game. I've played I think like 6-7 hours of it. I like it though. I think it is interesting. I think the actual moment to moment mechanics of the exploration and traversal are really good and interesting. And I don't know. Kojima is frustrating because I do think he has busted ideas on some stuff, but
right.
and I don't subscribe to auteur theory, but you just know a fucking Kojima game when you're playing it, and there's like this feeling of just like every few minutes there's this feeling of like, wow, he really did the fucking thing. Like he really got this song to play during this scene, or like he seems to just make shit happen. You know what I mean?
Well, there was that story about Death Stranding where there's a part in that game, minor spoiler for Death Stranding, but that I didn't even know about till recently, where there's a part where they're supposed to play the Super Mario coin noise.
Yeah.
Or something. And then like he just put that in the game until Sony saw it and was like, what are you doing? And they had to like pay like $1 million to just include that sound.
Yeah. It was probably worth it. I mean, I don't know, maybe not, but like, I don't know, whatever. I don't know. I think it's like, I don't know. I think just his attachment to kind of whatever it takes to get this thing to where he wants it to be is
totally
maybe not always something to be admired, but something to definitely be like paid attention to, I guess.
I like a lot of his particulars. I genuinely really enjoy a lot of the dumb shit he does.
Yeah.
In terms of philosophy and stuff in his games and whatnot.
Yeah.
He is very much that Kanye West type person. And I think I've heard somebody else say this before in this phrasing, which is that like he knows a little and decided he knows a lot. And like kind of thinks he's the first person to have like he talks about like nukes are bad, but then like talks about it like he's the first person to ever have that thought and never does any like reading on it beyond like what he feels like doing.
Yeah, I mean it's frustrating. Like he's clearly a frustrating person in a lot of ways. But I will say like, and this is something that I talk about a lot in terms of like media coverage. Like I really push people. I don't have to push people, but I really push people around me to want to be involved in things besides video games. Like to watch movies, to read manga, to listen to music. Like I really want people to have well-rounded media literacy, right? Like to understand where things come from. Kojima is one of the only, I think, game directors that consistently, whether or not his taste is actually any good, or whether his whether like he's obnoxious about it or not, it doesn't matter. He at least has these touchstones in other
Totally.
areas. Like
Yeah.
he wears his taste in music in his games. Like he puts his favorite directors, like he alludes to them, and sometimes he actually just puts them in the fucking game. Like
he hired all of those models that he really likes, those like underwear models, to be the bosses in Metal Gear Solid 4.
yeah, like, is that fucking wackadoo? Yep. But like I don't know. At least he has taste in stuff and is not unwilling to tell everyone about it.
Totally. In a media or in a video game landscape specifically, where big budget things can so often just be sanded down to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
His games never feel like that.
Yeah, no, they never do. And yeah, I don't know. Every single game he's released has some sort of issue to me. Like, you know, I'll see, you know, the quiet stuff in Metal Gear Solid 5 is still weird in a way, but like, I don't know. Like, there's so many things about that game and every other game that I as a 36-year-old am now very comfortable saying, like, no, these are all fucking bangers, honestly.
Yeah, MGS5 is one of the if we limit to just action games, I think it's easily like top 3 of all time.
Oh, it's a great game. I mean, in terms of gameplay, Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite game in terms of how the game unfolds narratively and the kind of flow of it, and you know, how they do reveals and kind of the devices they use and stuff like that. But in terms of gameplay, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 is really fucking good. That's really, really good.
John, can you do me a favor and pull up a different PlayStation 3 game trailer?
Yeah.
Can I see the original Killzone 2 trailer?
Killzone 2, yeah. You know what? Absolutely, you can see that.
Thanks, John.
2 trailer. I mean, I was super fucking jazzed about this game.
If people don't know the backstory on this trailer, this was one of Sony's like very earliest showings for the PlayStation 3 hardware, like what it would be able to do. Yes. And they were like, this is all in engine. This is all 100% real.
100% real.
And the thing about this trailer and a lot of people's reaction to it after the fact is, I think parts of the Killzone 2 that came out actually look better than this trailer in a lot of ways.
Killzone 2 was a good looking game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want anyone to say that game wasn't good looking, because it was. But it didn't look like this.
It didn't look like anything like this. The art style is completely different. But I think like so many parts of this look like so tech demo-y and fake because they are fake, that like in game a lot of that stuff just looked like that shot there specifically, or like those things like
that's clearly not happening with any sort of controller. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But I also just think it looks kind of bad in spots.
Yeah. Yes.
Like that fire looks terrible.
That fire looks bad, for sure. What's the name of these aliens? I can't remember.
Oh, they're not aliens. They're people.
Yeah, they're right.
The Hellgast.
The Hellgast. What happened to them again? I don't remember what happened to them.
It's actually one of the big tragedies of this series is they have like this incredible world building that they do nothing with for 4 games or 5 games, 6 games. There was 2 PlayStation games or PSP and Vita games, I forgot. Yeah. Which is that a bunch of them get basically a bunch of people like 200 years ago or something like that basically get sent off into space to go colonize space and mine shit for people for Earth. And like they get poisoned and fucked up by it, and they basically start their own they start a war for revolution and then start their own country, their own planet.
Resolution. Sorry.
There we go. And the toxins, in order to survive the weird toxic planets they were like basically forced to mine by this fascist government. They develop these gas masks, and like their biology changes and evolves over time.
Okay.
And then they get it's the story of Mobile Suit Gundam, the original Mobile Suit Gundam, basically, which is that like they have like a legitimate grievance, and then a sort of fascist guy subverts their political movement and takes over. Who was played by Brian Cox, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. I love that Brian Cox's late career is so defined by Succession, which of course I love. But like that dude's been doing amazing work for like in multiple arenas for like 30 fucking years.
Totally.
Well, he's been doing work in film for much longer than that, but like he's been very busy with a lot of things, and he's also the voice of fucking McDonald's, which is really weird to me. I don't know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, he was Hannibal Lecter in Manhunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird to think about, huh?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the Michael Mann, Michael Mann version of the Red Dragon stuff, which is very cool.
By the end of Killzone, I played all the way through every single Killzone game, John. By the end of Killzone,
wow.
Even Killzone Liberation, which is the top-down cover-based shooter for the PSP, and Killzone Mercenary, which is the game where you play as a Helghast mercenary on the Vita.
Damn,
they're all pretty good. They're none of them are like perfect or outstanding, but they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
By the fourth game, they finally start to come around to the idea of like, actually the Helghast are kind of the victims here, and you working for a fascist government, because that last game that launch game for the PlayStation 4 that they put out is basically you are playing one of these, like the spoilers for Killzone 3. That game ends with their home planet getting like fucking blowed up, just getting completely destroyed by one of the main guys from Killzone 1.
Damn.
And so by the time of Killzone Shadowfall, the PlayStation 4 game, all the Helghast are just refugees living on different planets and like are an oppressed underclass again.
Yeah.
And that the last chunk of that game is your character, spoilers for Killzone Shadowfall, the PlayStation 4 launch game. Your main character gets shot and killed in the last level, or the second to last level, by his like father figure mentor, because he's like, we need to keep making the Helghast into the bad guys so that we can continue to be fascists, so we can give civilians like a threat to believe in, so that we can keep funding the military and fighting and stuff.
Damn.
And the last level of that game is you play the sexy Helghast sniper lady, who's like the friend of the main character, who knows that he was betrayed. And that guy is like running for president of space or whatever.
Ooh,
the guy who betrayed you.
Space. That's fun.
And the last level is you in like a big, bright, happy, like Coruscant world type planet. Coruscant's not bright and happy, but you know, like a Naboo type planet.
Sure.
Where he's like giving a big speech, and you fucking grassy knoll him.
Oh my god.
You like, it just drops you into the level with a bunch of civilians and stuff, and you just like have to avoid them and like not be seen and like crawl through vents to get to an objective. And it doesn't tell you what you're there to do, but you eventually get up there and you get a gun and you just like shoot this fucking weird crypto fascist guy.
That's amazing. I never played Killzone 3. After I played 2, I liked 2. I actually liked the multiplayer of 2 a lot.
Really, it was really good.
I played that a lot. I played that a lot for like a year.
Same.
I never played Killzone 3 or Shadowfall.
Killzone 3 makes I remember nothing about Killzone 3 except everything I just said.
which is like a
more than anyone remembers.
Yeah, which is more than anybody fucking remembers about Killzone 3.
Killzone 3 had snow levels. I remember that was like,
I just saw some of those. All right, I'm gonna look at the Shadowfall thing because I'm very interested in that. Because I never really. Oh, I tried to spell that with the wrong way. Full gameplay walkthrough, no commentary. Sure. Killzone 4. Well, Shadowfall, I should say.
That's the guy. I believe that's the president man.
That's the president.
And I believe that
this sad-faced man is the president.
Or the guy who like runs for president at the end. I forget.
Sure.
It turns out there's a lot of bald men in this game already, and I've seen 3 different people who might be the same guy.
Ooh, that's a big statue. Is this the Helghast home planet? No, it's not.
No, the Helghast home planet by this point in the story has been blowed up.
Oh, it's been blown up by. Oh yeah. Okay, it's been blown up by now. Yeah.
Yeah, the Helghast are all refugees who like live as like poor slave labor, more or less, on the planet.
A bummer.
You still shoot a bunch of them.
Yeah, like I'm seeing now.
That was the thing. That was one of the big tragedies with this game is like they have this really interesting backstory or whatever. But it was always super clear that they would never make the Helghast like explicitly the good guys because look
at this fucking scene.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
This is cool as fuck.
It was a great showpiece. This is the team that went on to make Horizon, which also looks great.
Yeah.
But they would never make those guys explicitly the good guys because they needed you to be shooting guys in cool gas masks because that was like the merchandising, that was like the marketing of these games.
Sure.
Here's the iconic villains.
Well,
they can't not have those.
So Steven, you are the master of world building and lore. I'm going to ask you a question. Why, in the story, why do they have to wear those helmets with the bright orange eyes? You would think at some point they would be like, you know what? We could really fuck with them if we just stopped wearing these helmets with these fucking glowing eyes. We would just be indecipherable. We would just be like, we could just wear normal helmets and not have these glowing fucking faces that you could point out from fucking space.
So I think it's Nor Vestin in chat says, I think they can't breathe. My recollection of Killzone lore is that they had to wear those gas masks at first.
Okay.
Because they were like being forced to work on toxic planets. That's how they like started.
Yeah.
And then eventually their bodies adjusted and were able to breathe the toxic gas and like they evolved. But they continued to wear the gas masks as like a sign of cultural significance or something, to like as like a reminder of like what they had been through.
Right. But like, who gives a shit about strategy? We're just going to keep wearing this because of our cultural significance.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like you could make the argument that like if you were like the weird fascist Hitler figure, the Brian Cox figure of that game, Vasari was his name. Skolar Vasari. Which I remember.
Oh my god, did you see that? Oh my god. Holy shit, that was amazing. Let's see that again. Wow. I mean, these set pieces are amazing. I mean, they are amazing in set pieces.
Yeah, it's a great looking game.
Yeah.
They were always good at Guerrilla. Back to the PS2, Killzone 1 looks great for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn, one of the best games of the past generation. Yeah, I mean, it's that they're still really good at making video games, so that's not the surprise. But it's interesting that they made so many of these, and now, I don't want to use too strong of a word here. Now they feel so inconsequential though, like
totally.
These games I don't think they mean that much to a lot of people. Here's so good. It's so good. I don't know. It's wild to see that happen. I mean, we just talked about Days Gone, which has kind of the same feeling of like, some people, liked this all right, but does it have any sort of significance past that? Not really. And Killzone kind of feels that way to me.
They hold a weird amount of like significance to me,
sure,
for a couple of reasons. Just because like they were really like I was one of the first things, like other than joystick at the time. I don't talk about it a lot because again, it's just like it's a weirdly inconsequential part in the grand scheme of things. But one of the things that where I was getting into video games and covering video games and thinking about video games that way was listening to podcasts. Yeah, and one of the early podcasts I listened to a lot was Podcast Beyond on IGN for years. And they just loved everything.
Beyond.
Kind of funny's
whatever happened to those guys? I'm just kidding.
No one knows. So like I was way into a lot of Sony stuff back then, and also I wrote a piece about Killzone Mercenary that got featured on Giant Bomb.
Oh, okay.
And it was like one of the first things I could point to and be like, people actually, because it was an article I wrote for free for like a website for free, and I didn't get paid for it. But that's
what for free would mean. But yeah.
Hello, Nikki.
Hello,
Don't
Nikki.
sound so excited.
Yeah, I mean, so you wrote this piece for free, and then Giant Bomb talked about it.
Patrick Klepek, I believe at the time, was doing like good article roundups. Like,
Oh,
he was
that's
like,
cool. Yeah,
like, hey, here's a bunch of. I think Uppercut Crit and some other places do stuff like that now.
Yeah.
Oh right, there's this thing.
What is this?
this is Killzone Shadowfall.
Why are you doing this?
Because we were just talking about games that
Bad video.
No. I don't think this game is bad. I don't think these games are bad. I thought 2 is really good. But but they are weirdly inconsequential. You know what I mean?
Right.
Totally.
Killzone and Crysis are the same game to me.
Oh no, they're not.
No, they're very not.
So different. They're so unbelievably different. I think Crysis fucking sucks compared to these games, in my opinion. But they're very different though.
Crysis was, we want to make a kind of open world shooter like
Yeah.
Far Cry, but it's going to look really pretty.
It's gonna.
I thought-
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna look like a tech
Crysis
demo.
Crysis came. Yeah. Okay. So I thought that Crysis was tech demo. What if we made it a game?
Yeah. I mean, kind
More or
of.
less.
Yeah.
But this game has like mechanics.
This
Yeah,
is
this
Killzone.
is a video game.
Yeah.
This had multiplayer modes.
Yeah. This was. This was a
up.
game with like levels and multiplayer and all that stuff.
Levels.
Yeah,
You mean
levels.
bios.
A story.
Yeah, it had maps.
Where are you going?
Where I
Is
don't
that
know.
guy
I'm not,
okay?
I'm not.
I'm sorry.
I'm not playing.
John, no.
I'm not playing.
Oh, you're not playing?
No, I'm not playing. This is.
Are we watching a video?
We're watching a
Oh
video.
my fucking god! I feel like my grandma watching me play Madden in
I
2009.
I know. No,
Where
it's like,
she's like, "Oh, is this a real football game?" No, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's Wednesday at 3 p.m.
yeah, that was my favorite. That was my favorite part of getting a dream. Here, you know what? Let's do this right now. I'm gonna show you NFL 2K Dreamcast, and I'm gonna show you the game that like when during holiday break.
Yeah.
During a holiday break, people would
It's
go
March.
into
It's
my
March.
room, would walk into my room and go, "Oh my god, I didn't know there was a football game on today."
But
For
John,
this,
but this was also the era of CRT monitors.
sure,
Yeah,
but
like,
A football game wasn't in high definition. A
no,
football game would have
you're
looked
right.
blurrier,
You're right.
like
A real football game on TV did look odd, but I'll tell you what, the camera's never
it's
never from
been
that
behind
angle.
this guy.
It's never been behind the guy. They only started doing camera angles behind the guy on some broadcasts like
2
2
years
years ago.
Yeah.
When did when did the NFL start putting like giant multicolored letters over all the players?
Oh, that was
bodies.
1985. Madden
Okay.
wanted that.
Yeah, Matt. yeah.
John Madden requested that.
Oh,
so it was easier
interception.
for him to see.
Now I will tell you.
What a good tackle animation, by the way.
Yeah.
That Madden has not. Anyway, sorry, John. Continue.
I've received Slack messages I'm upset about.
No.
No, it's okay. So like to me, well, first of all, yeah. So what you were saying, 2K basically figured a bunch of shit out that Madden has actually never even tried to figure out, and I've established that many times. In fact, I tweeted something about it this morning. I retweeted about it. That like you can have low snaps and bad snaps in 2K8.
Oh,
but
every
like,
snap is perfect.
But like Madden has never fucking figured that out. It's like
every
it's
snap
so
is
weird.
perfect.
Every snap is perfect. Anyway.
I have a question for Steven.
Okay.
Oh,
Steven, yesterday I was watching the college football playoff national championship game presented by AT&T at Lucas Oil Stadium on ESPN.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. And there's a man, Steven, and I'm going to say the words, and you're going to tell me if this is I'm making a comedy joke
okay.
or if this is real.
Okay.
There's a man named Kool-Aid who has been sponsored by the Kool-Aid brand. Is this true or not?
Is he a player?
Yes. He's a first-year football. He's a first-year college student.
I mean, I figure you wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't real, so it must be real.
You're right, Steven. You know what? You're right. There is a human man named Kool-Aid, and he is sponsored by Kool-Aid.
What
First
is that?
name cool, last name Aid?
Yeah, his like first name's not Kool-Aid. His nickname is Kool-Aid, but I think he likes the fact that his nickname is Kool-Aid so much that he goes, yo, ah! He broke that tackle and got like 15 more yards.
Yeah, he did.
That was nuts.
That's crazy.
But yeah, his name is Kool-Aid, or his like when you look him up on the Georgia website, his name is Kool-Aid.
But his Christian name is not Kool-Aid.
His Christian name is not Kool-Aid.
No.
But he does get paid by Kool-Aid.
How much?
Well, whatever the max. Well, I don't know.
Unlimited free Kool-Aid.
But because of the NIL deal, I mean, he gets money from Kool-Aid.
Norveston, that's Georgia. He plays for the Georgia Bulldogs.
His name is Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Merritt, this is a YouTube. I wish I had.
He plays for Alabama.
I thought you said Georgia. I thought you said Georgia website.
Oh, I think I also said Georgia website. I meant Alabama.
Can I
Alabama.
say something?
Yeah, what's up?
Real quick about this game.
Mm-hmm.
This looks about as good as any modern Madden game does.
It doesn't. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
It's a really funny
That's not true. People still say this,
sure.
and I think they're wrong.
They're really wrong. If you had said this looks like it plays better than Eddie Madden, that would be true and correct. But Madden looks really good now.
Like this is what Madden looks like now.
This is what Madden
looks like now.
Those are guys.
This is kind of the same.
Even I don't know if you're doing a bit, but it's very good.
Do you have your eyes in?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
I'm sorry that we're watching the IGN review of Madden NFL 22. Hopefully they don't shut us down.
Thanks, Kat.
Thanks, Kat.
Yeah, Merritt in the chat.
Oh, did Kat do the voiceover for us?
Franchise.
Oh, of course not.
Oh no.
They just have some yokel do it.
This looks the same.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe not this part. They didn't have the long back. What was
the long back? No, that's
the
it.
Long back.
Yeah, Steven, do you want to tell us what all the positions are named?
Oh my god! Yeah, pause it right here.
Yeah, no, I know.
Pause it right here, left to right.
All right,
Steven.
so left to right. So like, what are the two players out here? What do they do?
Yeah, X and Y.
They're the same. They're the same kind of guy.
Same kind of guy.
They are the same kind of guy.
I would guess that they are called the left pole.
The left
pole.
The left pole.
Left pole.
So these are two left poles.
Yeah, that's two left poles. You need to. They're like the strong foundation on the left side of the field. Yeah.
What about A and B on the right?
So what about
side?
A and B on the right side?
Those right there are going to be your patty men.
Your patty men.
Yeah.
And what's their job?
Someone writing this down.
What's their job?
Sure. So they kind of together right before the play is made, they kind of play patty cake in such a way that is like it's like Morse code, but you agree on it ahead of time so that like the other team can't figure out your moves. Okay. And they don't know what kind of like dunks and throws you're gonna try.
Sure.
Pepe Lusky says that B is leaving.
Yeah, B is leaving. B is just out of here.
He's going home.
This is what's called the Gatorade route. Basically, you just like it's time to get Gatorade. It's time to get Gatorade. Gatorade eyeballs go over here, and the route is Gatorade.
What is the guy named Flyer number 17 in the middle?
What's this guy?
That's the Sharpfoot.
One more time.
Did you say Sharpfoot?
Sharpfoot?
Sharp?
Yeah, Sharpfoot. P with a P, like sharp, like scissors or sharp.
And what does he do with his sharp feet?
He kind of like, you know how cars are designed aerodynamically to cut through the air. He kicks really good in front of the quarterback. So that he carves.
Okay. Now I have a great follow-up question. Who is the quarterback then in this image?
Yeah, who's quarterbacking this?
I mean, it's a first-person video game, so you are the quarterback.
So you're fucking up here You're just like you're like up here.
He starts on every quarterback starts on a big slide
So
and then to get momentum and then
So
slides down.
So the quarterback in the NFL is basically M. Bison at the end of the Street Fighter movie, just kind of floating up above everyone and then deciding what to do.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
great. That's good.
That's incredible. I think Steven, 100% correct.
I think
Good
you
job.
I think you nailed all of it. Now,
I'm
what
from
about
the
what about
Midwest,
the
come
guy
on.
on the other side of the field though, real quick, who has the M above?
The M.
With
yeah.
the M? Well,
Yeah.
the M clearly stands for the Master Juker.
Master
The Master
Juker.
Juke.
Master Juker,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
And
So
his job is to
the
suggest juke.
so the
Yeah,
pat,
he
the
does a little dance
Pattyman-
that sort of mesmerizes the opposing team, and if he does
Got
it
it.
well enough, he can kind of like debuff them like a bard in
Sure.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So left poles, Pattyman, Sharpfoot, and then
Master
The
Juker.
Master Juke.
Master Juker. Okay, interesting.
Kind of like in the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's Will
interesting.
Ferrell. Not every team gets its own Will Ferrell.
Okay. Not every team gets their own Will Ferrell. Again, is someone writing this down?
There are not enough clowns in the crowd in this building.
Yeah. Who's going to distract all the bulls?
Who is
The Bulls
going to-
play basketball, Steven. It's a different
Sure.
sport.
Oh, sorry. Okay. I
That's
got
the
one
first
wrong.
thing you've gotten wrong today.
right? Like
yeah.
1 out of 6 is not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah. Steven, can I tell you the story about the Jacksonville Jaguars that I actually think you might enjoy?
Oh,
from this
sure.
last week?
I love stories about sports, genuinely.
Okay, you know Tony Khan from wrestling?
Yeah, from wrestling.
Okay, him and his dad own the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is the team
Shad.
that's in this video.
Shad Khan.
Jaguars.
No, I was saying
Hero.
his,
Like,
I was
look at
saying
this name.
Nikki. I was saying his name, Shad Khan, and you went
No.
Shad.
Someone you said the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Anyway, they've one of the worst teams in the history of football, the Jacksonville
Yeah.
Jaguars, except for 1 year, like 3 years ago, where they accidentally went 12-4 or something, and they made the playoffs. That was really weird. With like
Yeah.
Blake
Blake
Bortles the
Bortles.
quarterback that year?
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Well, they
Anyway.
also made the playoffs. I think when Byron Leftwich was doing. Anyway, it doesn't
I
matter.
wasn't alive yet. then.
Okay. Sure.
Anyway, that's Tony Khan's dad. And they've been historically bad for the
Yeah.
last many years.
Hmm.
The season ticket holders were so pissed at the ownership
Yeah.
of the Jacksonville Jaguars that for
Uh-huh.
their last game, week 18, against the Colts. The Colts, who, by the way, just had to beat the worst team in the NFL. That was all they had to do, was beat the worst team in the NFL, and they got to go to the postseason.
Yep.
The season ticket holders almost exclusively dressed up as clowns in the
Mhm.
stadium
Yes.
to make fun of the people who own and run the team because they think they're clowns.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville
Nikki, you're
Jaguars.
right. I do like this story.
Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars then put on the best performance they've had all year.
Yep.
Beat the Indianapolis Colts, knocked them out of the playoffs, and in the process, secured themselves the number 1 pick. Right?
Yeah, because the Detroit
Yes.
Lions did
Also
essentially the
historically
same
bad.
thing to the Green Bay Packers 1,000 miles away. Yeah.
Yes. There were so many situations. I used to be like, they should. I don't know why they increased the length of the season, but actually, the NFL making the season 18 weeks long has created so much stupid fucking math.
Uh-huh.
Like every single there were so many records broken this year because there were an extra 2 games that
no. There's only an extra 1 game.
an extra 1 game. Sorry, that everyone's records were broken.
Yes.
But then there were situations where there was a possibility that if the Chargers and the Raiders tied their game, that they both would have ended up in 1 playoff spot,
Yes.
which would have tragically ruined the way that the bracket worked, and I don't know how.
Wait,
that would have happened.
wait. That's not right, Nikki. They wouldn't have occupied one spot. They would have knocked a team out. They would have both made it. That was always going to be 7
Oh,
teams.
I thought there was just going to be an extra team.
No.
there.
No.
Oh.
It just meant that the Pittsburgh Steelers would not have been in.
Oh, that still would have been better.
Yeah, that's
Can I ask a legitimate football question?
Yeah.
Does Tony Khan play football?
Wait, I'm sorry. Is nothing that we've been talking about before been legitimate, Steven?
I meant my questions had not up to this point been terribly legitimate. Fonkonkle in the chat asks, it's still nuts to me that each NFL team plays like 12 games a year or something
Try
like
17.
That. Is that true?
Try 17 games a year now.
Which is too many.
Yeah.
For the human body to do.
They used to play 14 games for a long time, then they increased it to 16, and this year they increased it to 17.
How long is the season? When does it run from?
18 weeks from early September until this past week.
Yeah. Okay. But then preseason starts in August, so there's an extra 4 games.
They're, I think, going to move to 2 games at some point. Preseason games at some point.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say actually that 12 games in a year sounded like a very low amount to me, but then I remembered that sports happens in seasons. That's a lot of games of a game where you are just like intentionally destroying everybody on the field.
It is not 17. It is not 18 straight weeks of getting hit, but it is probably 9, and then you take a week off, and then you get another 8.
I mean, unless your bye is really early.
Yeah, unless your bye is early, and then you basically play 13 games in a row.
Yeah, because every team gets a built-in week off.
Yeah.
But sometimes that week is like week 3.
Yeah.
It's also just like really weird and like interesting to me that they go through so much physical exertion and like damage themselves so much for the most boring sport in the country too.
Wow.
Like that's just like so much to put yourself through for basically zero value.
Wow.
Tony Khan, who owns the Jaguars, also owns Fulham, a bad soccer team.
Shad Khan, you mean?
They both own it.
No, they don't. Shad Khan owns these things, and Tony.
If you Google who owned Jaguar, Tata Motors. It says it right there.
Jaguars.
Oh, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's just Shad. Shad just owns these things.
Does Tony is he the sporting director for both?
Yeah, he does, but I don't think Tony really does anything besides AEW right now.
Okay.
He does not have the bandwidth to do anything besides.
He's got to be on the road, I imagine, if he's like on stage so much.
He's not on stage a lot, actually. He's
really?
He's almost never on stage. But he is backstage at, I think, every single one of the shows.
Though. Okay. So he is probably traveling.
The one time he came out was the show that we went to over the course of the last 6 months.
That just like changed my whole perspective.
Yeah. That's what I also thought.
Yeah, he's not like Vince McMahon on TV for a long time. Like he doesn't fucking show up every week.
That's probably for the best though, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you think that the non-professional actor shouldn't be on TV.
Now you just did say something very funny to me, Steven. You said he doesn't try to be the main character. Now he does on his Twitter account sometimes try to be the main character of Twitter. So let's go look at Tony Khan's Twitter account. I think my favorite one, and he doesn't tweet all that often anymore because I think someone finally took his phone away. But oh my God, wait, did he delete it?
No, it's before this. It was before this.
Well, the Jade Cargill thing's only from a day or two
last week. Yeah.
No, I think you're right. Okay. So basically, Big Swole is a black wrestler who did not get her contract renewed. And she popped off about how there's not a lot of structure at AEW and also a lack of diversity, which, like, honestly, one thing that WWE does have going for it, is a renewed on-screen diversity that we haven't seen in a long time. Like that is
Right.
true.
Big E is he still the champion?
No, actually, he
No.
lost it to Brock Lesnar a couple
He
weeks
took
ago.
it away.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So you know
So-
what? I guess you know what, John. You know what?
What?
maybe it's not that diverse.
No. So that's the point I was about to make. Is that like there's this very kind of like baseline. If you're not really thinking about it all that much, you see a lot of blackness on WWE TV. You do. But because like Brock Lesnar is about to defend the title against Bobby Lashley, like, you know, another black competitor, and like Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are like the two biggest women in the entire federation. They're both black, and it's like there is some legitimate like upper card diversity, which like I can't remember there being in time in WWE with that since like The Rock, and that was even an odd circumstance, I feel like. So like there is this kind of baseline, if you look at it and don't really think about it all that much, there is like some diversity there. But like Big Swole was like, AEW's got a diversity problem, which has been a thing that people have been saying for a long time. And Tony Khan was just like, instead of just like fucking leaving it, right? Like don't even respond to it, because it's someone that doesn't work for you anymore. She's a perfectly fucking talented worker. Let her fucking pop off. Who gives a shit? And instead he's like, listen, two of the execs are brown. This list of specific black people won on TV this month. And this tournament I put on is very diverse. I let her contract expire because she wasn't good enough. And I'm like, why would you even say this? Why would you even tweet this?
You could just not say anything.
Just don't say anything. So sometimes he does become the main character of Twitter. Anyway.
What are you guys gonna do to mourn Robert Durst's death?
What am I gonna do?
I'm gonna Google who that is.
He's
the guy that while they were filming his documentary about how he maybe murdered a person, he was like at the end while they were the mics were hot, he was like, I absolutely murdered that guy.
Yeah. So
I remember that.
So big content warning, because I am gonna basically just explain what Robert Durst did. So if you're squeamish about like murder stuff, just like, I don't know, check out for the next like 3 minutes or something. But Steven, Robert Durst probably killed 2 of his wives.
Oh.
And then when he was on the run in Galveston, lived under a different name as a woman in an apartment. And then a neighbor came over, they had a fight. This is what he says. Killed the neighbor in a passion because the neighbor had figured out who he was.
Okay.
And then Robert Durst says he killed him in self-defense, but, and this is the crucial thing, but cut up his body and threw it into the Gulf of Mexico.
Well,
so
that's a separate crime, Bobby.
So yeah, then he was arrested at some point, and then that was my favorite part, is that the detail about him killing that guy in self-defense was like genuinely considered by the jury for a long time. I'm like, sorry, yeah, okay, maybe it was self-defense, but he did cut the guy up and throw him into the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah. What does that mean? What do you mean? So anyway, this
is the Jinx Man?
Yeah, that's
the
Jinx
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the guy that they based the Pokemon Jinx off of.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what to do about things that are true crime anymore, because there is like a real genuine like bad thing about perpetuating a lot of the true crime stuff that I see. But I do think the Jinx was a fucking really wild 6-episode documentary on HBO Max, and it's like, yeah, at the end of it, he basically with a hot mic admitted that he did it, which is fucking wild. And then he got sentenced to life in prison, and he died like 2 months in.
Oops.
Oh.
Anyway,
I hate it when that happens to me.
Yeah.
I'm not I don't follow true crime stuff at all, really.
Yeah.
I listened to like the first half of the first season of Serial, and
I think generally people that don't follow this stuff super closely are probably better
Healthier.
off.
You're right.
I knew.
I'm perfectly healthy.
Yeah. No,
That's perfectly healthy in
Automatic
my
Gold, I agree with you. Even if we spoiled the whole show, I would still recommend the Jinx. Yeah, it is wild to just see I don't honestly just how someone so weird kind of got away with shit for a long time. It's really weird.
Do you think it's weird that you can win an Emmy off of the back of some people dying?
Yeah.
Did he win the Emmy?
No.
No, the show did.
Best performance in a documentary. Robert Durst.
You know, a lot of people have been saying stuff about method acting recently, and I think
most brazen dismemberment Emmy goes to Robert Durst.
Fuck.
God. Anyway,
He
maybe
looked
one of my strongest
you know
Venmo
when
moments.
when people in video games don't have eyes, or
huh?
oh, fuck. You know gray elves in Elder Scrolls? How their eyes are completely it's right? Their eyes are
Gray
completely
elves.
So
Is that what
like
they
night
are? Dark
elves, dark elves, and
the ones whose eyes are just black orbs. He looks like that. Look at his eyes.
yeah, he did look like that. He looks like a Dunmer.
Yeah, look at his eyes. Most of his eye is the brown part.
So Nikki believes that Robert Durst looks like a dark elf.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not wrong.
This is just
All right.
actually I've just pulled up a picture of Robert Durst. This is just Robert
That's
Durst.
incredible. Legski.png-c100.jpg.
Yeah.
All right, I have to go because I have another call.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, Dickie, I'm sorry.
All
Best
right.
of luck to you in the coming. Well, the first one was actually really good. That's the best business call I think I've ever
Oh,
had.
really?
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
good.
the person that I spoke to at the beginning
Mhm.
was like, "Hey, why the fuck are you in Rhode Island?"
Uh-huh.
Because I guess she looked me up on LinkedIn to figure out what I did.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, "Why are you?
Why
why
are
are
you
you?"
here?
That was like
Why?
she said, "Hey, why are you in Rhode Island?" That's how she opened the call, and I was like, "Ah, you're cool."
That's funny.
Okay, I gotta go. Bye.
All right, bye.
bye, Nikki. Good luck.
I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on a video game. I want to play Hot Shot Racing.
What's Hot Shot Racing?
It's a good video game. Let me see if I can. All right, so we got it. All right. It might be too loud.
You are currently still beaming a picture of Robert Durst Dunmer to
Am
me
I?
in Discord.
In Discord. Okay, sure.
Hot Shot Racing.
This is too loud anyway.
Did you play anything this weekend, John?
God damn it. Sorry, hold on one second. Did I play anything this weekend? Not really. No. I didn't play a lot. Did y'all, what about you?
I've been playing a bunch of stuff here and there, off and on. God, what did I play? I've been trying to get back into Etrian Odyssey Nexus again. I talked about it on Channel F, which people can go listen to at fanbyte.com/podcasts. Played some of a new game called The Rift Breaker that I thought had just come out in the last couple of months, but actually came out in last October.
Oh, wow.
Funke recommended it to me like in July. There was like a demo in July, and they were like, "You might like this."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, maybe I will." And then I just never got around to it until like this weekend.
You know what? I think they added courses. That's awesome. I have not played this in a while.
Oh,
Oh, I need to beam this to you. Fuck, I forgot. Sorry.
you're good. I can also just watch it through
No,
Twitch.
it's
It's
okay.
not the end of the world.
Well, no, I need to just quit sending you the Dunmer. You know,
Yeah. Mods are awake. Stop posting Dunmer.
stop posting Dunmer.
I like this look.
No, I think I just so Gonjorn, I think I just fixed it for you. Okay. Yeah, so this looks like a fucking Virtua Racer, basically. Very Saturn era. Saturn era kind of game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This looks like Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, which I think is great. Race to no, she looks cool in this. Yeah, a
Looks like a
little
golf
fashion
character.
never hurt anyone. I agree.
No.
Light speed. It's balanced. I like balance. Let's do balance. I was playing this game a lot. I like beat everything in this game. I think like every single Grand Prix with every single racer over like the course of over the course of like I don't know, like a week and a half. Like I played this game a lot for a little while.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I think Merritt's the one that recommended it to me.
Oh, cool. It looks really, really nice. I like the look of this.
Yeah.
I'm sure Meredith's talked. The thing is, I've been having trouble keeping certain because there was Cruise and Blast came out,
Yeah.
Art of Rally came out,
And the Hot
That-
Wheels game came out.
the Hot Wheels game came out,
Yep.
and so it's been hard for me. Yeah, after what feels like a decade and a half of not many racing games other than Forza and Gran Turismo coming out.
Yep.
It feels like they're just like 12 came out all at once, and I've been having a hard time keeping them in my head.
Yeah, no, that makes sense completely. Oh fuck, I got like my eyes played a trick on me. I was like, that's where the road is.
Were your eyes correct?
No, I ran right into a wall. Oh fuck. Ah, goddamn.
I'm seeing people in the chat say there's like story stuff in this.
Yeah, there's like some story stuff. Like it's like a little bit like a fighting game from this era, where like you would you basically beat it, and then you'd see a little cinematic for each character. It's really, really good. This is a cool video game. I don't know how well it's done. I think it's probably done pretty well. Oh, that wasn't even the final lap. Shit. But yeah, I don't know. I like, this is the sumo team.
Oh, Sleeping Dogs.
I believe so.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs. They believe they did the driving in Sleeping Dogs.
Oh,
which
okay,
is just
that
a
makes
game I love.
Another one of those games that like I played for a little while, liked, but didn't continue.
Oh, we should do a full playthrough of Sleeping Dogs one of
Yeah.
these days. That game is
Sure.
so good. It's genuinely a pretty touching, like, little crime narrative. I like that game a lot. That also
Yeah.
has just like a fun, like kung fu, like martial arts movie style of Batman Arkham combat.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Actually, I forgot how you get the boost from the starting line.
You have to like wait till the thing goes off and then press it.
You have to,
Press the
you have to like do something with the braking too, I think.
Oh. Are you excited for just the look of this game is making me think of this? Are you excited for Bomb Rush Cyberpunk?
I have a crucial and tragic admission to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Jet Set Radio is that fun. I was not one of those people that thought that game was like a lot of fun. I thought I did not, for whatever reason, when I played it. It's, oh my god, wow, that person hit me really fucking hard. I just didn't love that game. I don't know. I think the look of it is amazing. I think the vibe is amazing. But I never got into it that much. So I am excited in the sense that like it is so a lot of people's jam that like this looks like a perfect facsimile of it, which is amazing. I think I saw someone tweet yesterday. It's like, I love the genre, the new genre of fuck it, I'll do it myself. Which is like, I think is great. I think is legitimately great. I think we are not that far away from seeing someone try that with something we were just talking about with football games. Like, I don't think we're that far away from that happening.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because, like, I think people are tired of the cycle.
Yeah.
So, oh, wow. I'm in 3rd place? I'm not... Wow.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey, the person has not called me yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that
this
bodes well, right?
That bodes pretty well for the small business that I have a call with.
Amazon.
That's a joke if you look at my calendar for just E2. This game is good.
I like this game a lot.
It looks so cool.
Steven
It
just...
looks like...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it looks like HD Daytona USA.
Yeah, it looks like a 32-bit era game.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But Steven just asked me a question that I was unfortunately not able to answer and get excited about, really.
Sure.
Are you excited about oh fuck, what's it called? Bomb Rush Superfunk? Cyberpunk.
Oh, yes.
Did you like
I haven't played the other ones. This will be my first
Okay,
one.
so this will be your
I
first.
watched the trailer that Austin tweeted out last week, ? And was like, oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Friday or something. They did just put out a new trailer.
Yeah, it looks cool as hell. I've heard tell of the other game.
Yeah.
Plural.
2 of them.
But I didn't know in a Dreams cast.
I didn't either. I think I experienced those games in the exact best way, which was my much older cousin Siddiqui playing them on his Dreamcast in front of me.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to play them, and so it didn't until many years later discover that the controls are kind of bad.
Yeah. Okay. So that's yeah. I don't want to talk shit about that game, but it's because a lot of people like it.
The controls haven't aged.
Yeah, the controls are
Gotta
bad. You gotta go.
Oh, bye.
Okay, bye.
The controls just haven't aged very well. I played it. I tried to review the HD re-release, and I literally couldn't get past the tutorial.
Yeah.
I just couldn't make my guy do the moves the way that he wanted to. Maybe that's just because like that game was very. You ran into this a lot, I think, with Sega games especially. Certain games were just meant to be played with certain controllers. Sometimes.
Right. Sure.
Like Virtual On is a franchise that I think is really cool.
Yeah, I do too.
But it's like meant to be played with that very specific
that
arcade
controller. Yeah. Yeah, I was really interested in the Dreamcast version of that game.
Yeah.
But
Oratorio Tangram.
Yeah, but it didn't play super well.
They have continued that legacy with a game series that was very popular in arcades in Japan, but COVID has kind of killed a lot of that in Japan even. But the Gundam Versus franchise is basically just like the spiritual successor to Virtual On.
Yeah.
And those games are really good.
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh yeah, Grossimian mentions new Armored Core.
Oh yeah,
rumors of new Armored Core.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about that rumor?
I would.
Well,
love
it's not really a
Armored
rumor,
Core.
but
yeah,
it's confirmed. But there's still some details that some people are sketchy about. But yeah,
the screenshots that came out are kind of still unconfirmed,
right?
You know, but they seem pretty legit. I really liked Armored Core many years before I knew who From Software was, or Demon Souls had even come out. I really liked Armored Core, so I'm very interested in new Armored Core, especially Armored Core. Armored Core was always like in that similar vein of Ace Combat to me. Of like this Japanese franchise that is like just weirdly austere, quiet, weirdly reserved, with like balls to the wall, weird dense action that you like spend a lot of time in menus, and then it's just like all the cutscenes are just like, and then the horrors of war happened. You know?
Sure, yeah.
And I just like there was that very particular time, especially like when I was playing like Ace Combat 4 and Armored Core, I was just like way into that whole aesthetic.
Yep.
I don't even know. I mean, the in Ace Combat, it's literally called the Strange Reel.
So the idea that Miyazaki's involved, does that make you more or less excited?
I am not somebody who... I think with the release of Dark Souls 2 in particular, there has been a push or an attempt to apply some auteur theory type shit to From Software.
Miyazaki? Sure.
Because a lot of people don't like Dark Souls 2, and those people are wrong.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2 is great, and the fact that he's involved, I think that's great. If he wasn't involved, I would still think it was great that they're bringing that franchise back.
Sure. Okay, I've got half a lap to turn this thing around.
What, you're in third place?
I'm in third place now.
Is there a franchise that you would love to see get like a fuck it, we'll do it ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, the most pie in the sky is definitely like the NFL 2K series. You know, if someone just came out with a game that played like that and had more attention to detail, that would be definitely my big one.
Oh, sure.
I think someone is doing it already. The Suikoden folks are doing basically a fuck it, we'll do it ourselves. Even though that is the team that did that.
Right. They just don't have the license.
Yeah. Here's the story ending.
Huh.
I love this shit.
This is great.
I know.
This is so cool.
I know. I love these graphics too.
Yeah, this looks great.
Yeah. Agreed. Gunjorn says Legend of Dragoon 2. That would be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Got new stuff in
like
the
a Shenmue, but I guess Yakuza is kind of the modern Shenmue, huh?
Yeah, Yakuza is the modern Shenmue. You know, if Yakuza wasn't good, I would be like, you know, oh, where's my Shenmue? But like, I don't know. They just made Shenmue 3, and I still, Steven, have not played that game because I am too afraid.
Afraid? Why?
I do not hear good things about it at all.
Oh.
I just am kind of like, well, but I don't know. I should play it. I should try it.
You're a big Panzer Dragoon fan too, right?
Yeah, I am. The remakes that they did fucking suck. Well, at least the first one that they did. Because they're gonna make Zwei, but the first remake that came out, I played it on Switch and it's terrible.
There was also that. Was it a Xbox One launch title, Crimson Dragon?
Yes.
Okay, the game is seen as a spiritual successor to Panzer Dragoon, but that was also bad, I think.
Yeah, it was fine. If I remember correctly, I'm gonna do one more Grand Prix and then I'm gonna shut down. Who should I play? I'll play Alexa.
All right. She seems cool.
She seems fine. Drifting. Ooh, that's a good drift car.
Oh,
We're gonna go balance again. Why not?
there are so many games in that style that I would love to see. Like, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah, like what?
I would love a spiritual successor to Dark Cloud.
Yeah.
Like a dungeon diving game that has like a Sim City element where you bring things out of the dungeon to rebuild a town.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, it's so different than Dark Cloud 2.
Yeah, totally. Oh god, also like Dark Cloud 2 specifically holds a very special place in my heart because I have a deep fondness for live action video game trailers from that era.
Sure.
And that had one where it was like a tree in a desert that was like aging downwards because time was moving backwards, because I think there was a time element in Dark Cloud 2, and it was just this like tree Benjamin buttoning into like a sapling and then into a seed and then like a cracked desert and then like a sprout out of one of the cracks, and then that like flew up into the air and into like an old-timey prospector man, like a dirty old man, into his mouth, and it became clear that he had spat a seed onto the ground that he was chewing on.
Oh my
and
God.
it grew into a tree, and they were like, your choices change everything.
That's
I love that
amazing.
shit.
After this race, I'm gonna go find that
Oh, it's so good.
because I would like to see that. I know I've seen it, but it's like I don't remember it, so I would love to see it again.
Bro Simony in the chat mentions a game I've never really played, but another Viva Pinata would be so clutch.
Yeah,
They say. Is Slime Rancher kind of that?
Viva Pinata.
Yeah. You get little guys and you breed them.
I don't know. I never played Viva Pinata. I have to admit. But I know a lot of people have a very deep fondness for that game.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Brad Shoemaker, Dota 2's Brad Shoemaker loves Viva Pinata.
Dota 2. Oh, Power Stone. Power Stone would be mine.
Oh sure, yeah. Have they not already done that? Like that feels like a game that would absolutely have like
Yeah.
a modern day.
There are games that I think have tried to do that. What was it called? Or something on the original Xbox that was kind of like Power Stone, but I don't remember the name of it. But I don't think anyone has done it like nearly competently enough for me to feel like that. Oh, like someone did it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Especially
like
not in a
Power
way
Stone
that's
a
easy to
lot.
play now.
Yeah.
Okay. What was that originally on?
Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. Okay. See, there's like I never had a Dreamcast. We were just never a Sega household like
Yeah.
at all. So like there's a bunch of that stuff that I basically just know what was popular with Siddiqui when he would bring his Dreamcast over to our grandparents' place.
Right.
And so I saw Jet Set Radio a lot.
Sure.
I think he played Code Veronica.
Oh yeah.
A bit.
Code Veronica's great.
The door opening and closing animation was the scariest thing I'd ever seen
Sure.
as
Yeah.
a child.
Yeah. I'd like to see. I mean, this game, this specific series, is so contingent on technological limits. I feel like, but I would love to see another Jumping Flash game. I enjoyed those a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What were those like? Those were like
your
first-person
platformers for PS1, shooter platformers, basically. A lot of vertical space. Game was a little bit hindered by like a total lack of visibility, but like there was something also charming about it. I don't know. I thought those games were kind of cute.
Yeah. Automatic Gold in chat was, I think, asking for some mech RPG recommendations. Front Mission got mentioned, and so did Xenogears. I know you love Xenogears.
I do love Xenogears very much, yeah. I have told myself that this year is going to be a year where I replay that, because I haven't replayed it in quite some time.
Not in Xeno years.
Not in Xenogears, no. I haven't played that game in Xenogears.
I played a couple of hours of it a year or two back, I think it was like right before I started working for Fanbyte even, or maybe right when I did start working for Fanbyte. Because I was playing through a bunch of PlayStation 1 classics I had, and I had that one. I must have been still at the old apartment then, because I remember playing it I had my PS3 still hooked up.
Ah, okay.
And it was cool. I need to play more of it. I also need to play more Front Mission, which seems way more to what I actually want, which is like mech tactics RPG.
Oh, yeah. No, Xenogears is in no way a mech tactics game.
No.
It is a turn-based role-playing game that has mechs in it, basically.
But it reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is literally just them trying to...
Oh, yeah.
kinda
It's
do
just
a
them
Xenogears.
doing that, yeah.
And so it's good.
Yeah.
God, it kills me inside that Xenoblade Chronicles X is the one Xeno game that you can't like play on a
Switch.
modern thing right now.
Yeah. Do you think that changes?
They have publicly said that it's like too much work to remaster that game.
Yep.
I don't know if like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 sold pretty well, so, and I think that Xenoblade Chronicles Remastered did well. They also brought like Pyra to Smash and stuff, so like they seem pretty damn committed to that franchise. Nintendo seems committed to it if they're like putting those corny ass characters into a Smash game.
Sure.
Yeah, Wario Tush in chat says basically the same thing. Eventually, Nintendo really wants to push that franchise. Yeah, exactly. I would love to see like a brand new Brave Fencer Musashi.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I love that first game.
That game does not get a ton of the discussion that I don't know. I feel like maybe it should.
You and I are the only people I know who even remember that game exists.
Yeah, it made an impression on me as a kid. So I like that game.
It was PlayStation 1 Zelda. It was like Nintendo. I mean, it got kind of overshadowed because Nintendo moved to 3D with like real 3D with Ocarina of Time. But like Square Enix was just like, what if we made a traditional ass 2D Zelda that is like very involved and has like really cool ability systems? Because like that game had the whole, you had like your big heavy sword that killed stuff really quickly, but you also had your little sword you could throw into enemies and absorb them to take their powers temporarily.
Yeah.
And every enemy in the game had a unique power you could steal, and sometimes you needed them to solve puzzles. Nor Vestin, Brave Fencer Musashi. Oh, the game that is being played right now.
Oh, this is Hot Shot Racing. It's out on Steam. I believe it's out on other things as well. I can't remember. But it is a racing game from Sumo Digital. It's very arcadey. It's not super. It is emulating the Virtual Racer Daytona 500 32-bit days, while also having its own kind of sensibility, which I like a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Now we're just kind of getting into like, no matter who makes it, I would love someone to do something with it. But like, obviously, Vagrant Story is one of those games that like I do wish that team would get back together for another round of Evilise dungeon diving.
I would honestly just love a new game in Evilise, period.
Yeah.
I love that setting.
Yeah, that setting, they definitely have invested a lot of time and energy into it, and I think they have done a really good job. And yeah, I wish they would go back to it.
We were just talking with Imran on 99 Potions, which you can listen to on fanbyte.com/podcasts.
Can.
We were just talking with Imran about how Grin was making that Evilise game for Square before like Square kind of screwed them out of it because they didn't like working with them.
Mm-hmm.
They got really far on it.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
God, 12 is so good. I need to
12
play
is the
Final
best.
Fantasy Tactics. Yeah. Oh, Nor Vestin is talking about the Shadowrun multiplayer shooter on Xbox. This is very funny to me. I had not thought about that game in a minute.
What was that called?
I think it was just called Shadowrun.
Multiplayer shooter?
Yeah, there was a
don't
multiplayer
remember this at all.
first-person shooter, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And each like race was a different class. So like the elves were a healer, and the way they healed was they would drop a tree on the ground, and the
Holy
tree would
shit.
heal anybody who stood next to it.
That's kind of great.
They're also talking about the old SNES and Genesis Shadowrun RPGs.
Oh,
The modern ones, the harebrained schemed ones, are
They're
direct
close.
sequels.
Yeah.
One of the characters from the SNES Shadowrun game shows up at the beginning of that first new Shadowrun game.
Yeah.
The main character. Right. LMC Klung says the Shadowrun game was pushed into, or was a big push for games for Windows Live or whatever. That's right. Remember that?
I do.
Wish
Yeah.
you could have seen me then.
Like that in
Standing in
Fallout
front of
3.
the cheering crowds. But he wasn't there. It was my dream, not his.
It was my
When
dream,
it
not
ended,
his.
I went back
Big Al.
to the garage where it all began. I hoped that he'd be proud of me. And you know what? He was.
What if she
Aw.
just said he wasn't?
And he
though?
wasn't. He said, "Who are you?"
I've never met you before.
I've never met you
Smashes her
before.
trophy.
All right, folks. We're gonna watch that Dark Cloud trailer. Dark Cloud ad. Is it this one? Yes.
I'm looking at Twitch, so I'm on a bit of a delay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. I think it's this one.
It's probably this one.
And sorry for the quality.
It was
It's an ad from
2001 or whatever.
21 years ago. Yeah.
I should just introduce a new channel, Point Redemption, where we just go back, stop whatever we're doing, and go back and watch an old video game trailer.
Yeah, we should. That's actually legitimately a great one.
It's the end of the world, but if you find the clues, you get to rebuild it any way you like. Rated T for teens.
Oh,
This
was
is
that
not
it?
the one I
That's
thought
not
about.
it.
No,
Okay,
definitely
all right.
not.
So
Because I think the one that I'm thinking of was for 2.
Dark Cloud. Oh, to commercial. Sorry. There. This is it. Sorry. I saw a tree and just assumed.
Oh yeah, this is the one. Oh right, it's the tree branch falls on a modern house. I forgot about that.
That's good. That's a good trailer.
That's a really good bit.
Rated T for teen.
Every action has consequence. Ah!
Now, I do want everyone to think about this for a second. Look how big that tree is, and look how much time has passed, because we've planted a couple of trees in our front yard because we're like, we love trees. Like, we're never gonna see this shit. They're both young trees.
Okay.
Anyway, it's fine.
Wait, I sorry, I maybe lost the thread there. Are you saying that this tree's not growing fast enough?
No. I'm saying that we're dumb for planting trees because we're never ever gonna fucking see the.
Oh.
It's the philosophy, right? You're gonna plant trees of what is the phrase of which shade you'll never experience, right? So like, we've planted some trees at our house that we'll never fucking see. But that's
I will
okay.
say this, John. I planted a pine tree as a tiny sapling in 3rd grade because my third grade teacher gave us all saplings to go plant in places.
Sure.
And my parents were like, sure, whatever, we'll put it in the backyard. It's not going to survive or grow or get big. It's like, this thing's going to fucking die.
Yeah.
And that thing is now as tall as my parents' house.
Yeah.
It's
No,
still
but
back there.
that was 20 years ago, Steven. That was 25 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, but you're not going to die in 20 years,
No, but
John.
I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to live in this house in 20 years. I'm not going to live in it. I'm not going to live in this house in a year, probably. We're probably going to fucking move because we don't like it here.
Important context.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I knew what was going on in my head. Yeah, the important context is we're not going to fucking be here. No. This is going to be someone else's problem.
Yeah,
someone
somebody else's
shade.
fucking tree problem.
Someone else's shade. Yeah.
Somebody else's fucking oak table.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll just dig them up too, because they'll be like, "Oh, we don't got any fucking trees around here." Anyway, folks, this has been a good Tuesday morning in the show. If you missed it, here's the recap. We looked at some custard-filled donuts, and everyone got real uncomfortable. We looked at Days Gone, and everyone was like, "Why are you talking about this?" We looked at Killzone, which is fun. We looked at NFL 2K, and everyone's like, "This looks like a real football game." Steven told us the positions of every football player, which was great. And then we also played some Hot Shot Racing. This is fun. I think there's going to be a stream this evening. I don't know what it is.
We have a plan, and that requires 4 people. And
that's
those
right.
people don't show up, I have a backup plan.
That's right. Okay, so yes, there is a planned multiplayer stream for a brand new game today. So that's exciting.
I don't think it's out until Friday.
I don't think it's out yet, but we can stream it though?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's
They
great.
said no embargo, so
That's
it's the
amazing.
Anacrusis.
It's the Anacrusis. Yeah, I don't know if we need to beat around the bush, but yeah, we'll play the Anacrusis this afternoon. When I say we, I mean the Royal We. I will not be playing that, but 4 of us will, including Steven.
I mean, you can hang out, John.
Oh, sure, but I'm not going to play it. But that game looks interesting. It's a co-op shooter with some interesting AI stuff going on, with kind of the Overlord kind of throwing stuff at you. I've read about it. Seems kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, I think the rub with this, instead of it being your typical like horde level based co-op shooter, unless I'm totally fucking wrong about the game I'm thinking about, is that the AI mastermind on this spaceship is going to throw you a lot of different wild shit.
Cool.
So hopefully it's as unpredictable as it sounds. But yeah, that'll be today. Tomorrow we've got we got Retro Landfill, which is going to be early this week. So I think that's going to be like 3 p.m. Eastern, something like that. And then it'll be followed by Funke's Gamers Paradise, which is usually the early show.
Gamers Paradise, same time. No change.
Same time. No change to that. So if you're into Gamers Paradise, that's at the same time. And then Thursday, you are starting your Death Stranding streaming. I'm still stranding, which is great. And then Friday, we should, I believe, be playing Mega Man X3 if Merritt feels up for it.
Yeah, if you haven't gone back and watched, if you missed those first 2 streams, you should go back and watch the archives of Mega Merit X, because that's been some of my favorite stuff to watch recently.
Yeah, it's been really good. Thank you, Steven, for hanging out.
Of course, John.
Yeah. You can follow Steven at Steven Strom. You can follow me at Floppy Adult. You can follow Nikki, who also stopped by. Thanks, Nikki, at Godsua. You can find all of our shit at those links that were just posted. Thank you so much. All right, until a bit later today, and until next week for me, have a good Tuesday, everyone. Bye.